significant change in the history of surveillance because surveillance is being revolutionized, transformed from over-the-skin surveillance to under-the-skin surveillance. Previously, governments were collecting data about what we do, who we meet, where we go, what we watch on television. Now, with this epidemic, they increasingly focus on what's happening inside our body. What's our blood pressure, our body temperature, our heart rate.
Checking in on the crypto space now, Bitcoin's lost about half its value since the start of the year. The broader ecosystem has seen a major fallout. This summer, we've seen bankruptcies from hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital to lenders like Voyager Digital and Celsius. Our next guest, one of those still standing, Binance, the largest crypto exchange by volume, and its own BNB token is the 5th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Joining us now in a CNBC exclusive, Binance co-founder and CEO Changpeng Zhao. CZ, welcome. First, I got to ask, what is Binance's exposure, if any, to these crypto lenders that are collapsing? Have you, as an individual, has Binance as a company lent to, taken loans from, made investments in institutions you're concerned about?
So very minimal. Thanks for having me on the show. And very minimal. We're not involved in any of the names that are public. I won't name them, but we don't have any loans to them. We don't owe them any money. So we have not been involved in that. There are, our name just never came up in any of those in any of those situations.
And why not? Are you lucky or are you smart? Did you see that these companies, these institutions in the crypto ecosystem were building this kind of house of cards that was subject to collapsing if crypto prices were to tank?
I think it's because we're dumb. We like to do things in very simple ways, or at least I like to do things in very simple ways. If we invest in a business, we give that company money, and we don't take a loan out of that business again. So we don't have circular loan. Like, I like to keep businesses in very simple terms. We run an exchange, and we should run the exchange. We're not in the loans business. We're not in those other businesses. So we keep things very simple. So I wouldn't say we're smart. We're just very simple about it.
Well, CZ, I have to ask, though, it's obviously a good thing that you're not involved in any of these issues, but just from a reputational perspective, from a trust perspective, do you think all of these negative headlines are going to impact your consumers and make them just wary of being in the crypto space in general?
I think all those negative headlines definitely do have a negative impact. But guess what? This industry has always had negative headlines. We've not seen too many positive headlines about this industry. And guess what? This industry still grown because of the fundamentals. So yeah, they do have a negative impact, but overall, I think the industry will be fine.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we have CZ of Binance not being caught up in these crumbling companies. But we know eventually Binance will definitely get that call. We have over 20,000 cryptocurrencies and the SEC. And remember, I told you this, 2023, they're going to clean house. Remember, 2022 is the start of ISO, global regulation, which will be eventually in effect 2023, 2024. It's going to take 2 to 3 years for the NWO to build the fourth industrial revolution. And they're going to pick the winners and losers as we move forward. It's the same as big tech. And speaking of big tech, we have Amazon moving into healthcare.
Felt across the industry as yesterday's nearly $4 billion deal for One Medical boosted stocks across the space. That includes Cano Health, a $3 billion primary care and health management tool company whose shares jumped 11% on the news, trading at its highest levels since April. Joining us now, Cano Health founder and CEO Marlo Hernandez. Marlo, welcome. Is it good?
Good morning.
Amazon trying to enter this space, Oracle doing what it has with Cerner?
I think so. And what it shows is the attractiveness of the primary care market, the need to have that critical provider base, because as we all know, the healthcare system is broken, it's inequitable, it is ripe for disruption. And what you're seeing now is a convergence of healthcare, tech, consumerism, retail, because we have $850 billion we're wasting per year. And the company who's able to have that clinical capacity, who's able to connect the system, make it more accessible and affordable, will be the ones that not only lead the way in the healthcare transformation that is occurring today, but the ones that are going to benefit from it.
Okay, so what is your technology strategy if you're going to remain independent that's going to allow you to compete with the biggest database, cloud, and applications companies in the world?
Yeah, well, what I would say there is that the single limiting factor, and dare I say the most important, is that base of the pyramid, that provider base. You cannot replace that clinical visit, those relationships that you're forming with the primary care provider. And yeah, sure, we're tech enabled, but what is at the heart of this transformation, this paradigm shift, is having a healthcare model and the actual direct provision of services that measurably improve care while decreasing costs. It's a core competency that not many companies have, yet a core competency that you're going to see a lot more wanting to get into because it's critical for growth and margins. And why is that? Because it's critical to control their own healthcare costs. It's critical to leverage their own customer base. And sure, to disrupt this $4 trillion expenditures per year, that is absolutely going to happen, and you want to be a part of it.
Now, as you listen, Amazon buys One Medical for $3.9 billion. And remember, guys, your corporation is going to be in charge of your medical health. And everything going forward is going to be about data. They're going to know your heart rate, your blood pressure, what time you went to bed. Guys, this is all being set up for the metaverse. That's the reason why we have all these people still working at home, getting you conditioned, and the sheep don't even see it. Remember, guys, your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Amazon is raising some eyebrows with its latest endeavor.
The company just won patents for wristbands that would be used to track employees.
In the 21st century, we may see the emergence of a new massive class of useless people. People who have absolutely no economic value.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.